Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be installing an internal tire pressure monitor system in the car that the wife drives. What are you guys doing out here? You think I just pay you to stand around? Get to work. So what I got here is most likely a Chinese tire pressure monitor system. There's nothing checked off on here, but it is internal. Yeah, there we go, made in China. Model MA1909. This thing is supposed to be solar and shore power, solar and car charger. Charges through the same thing as your older cell phones. Micro USB, I believe that is. You can hold this button here and it'll power up. Hope you guys can see it okay. There's some menu buttons in there that you can play around with to change your warnings, your PSI, Fahrenheit, all that. Comes with some sticky stuff, some warning labels for the wheel, and cable, USB cable for charging. Comes with some instructions. I got this unit off eBay. And these sensors look like your standard OEM style sensors, but the radio frequency is not the same as OEM. It's, well, it might be the same as some OEM, but yeah, looks pretty similar to OEM style. I don't think you can replace the battery in them. It's got this gooey stuff over the guts of it. And I think there is some aftermarket OEM style replacement sensors that are like this, that use this screw-on style. So technically you could pull these off a wheel and put them on another wheel if you so desire. Where a lot of the factory ones, you take out a screw here, remove this part, put it onto another valve stem, so you actually have like pop-in valve stems. So these have markings on here, what wheel they are. And I believe there is a way to reprogram this unit in case you swap wheels around or rotate your tires. It's been a little bit since I looked at it. First getting time to install this. I'll go pull a wheel off and give it a try here. Now for this job, you should only have to break one of the beads, because you're just going to be bolting that new sensor in here. You're gonna want to make sure this stuff's all pretty cleaned up here. I should be able to take my valve stem installer and pop this old valve stem out. There, that broke that right off. And then I grab the bottom part there. There we go. Now, if your home shop has old wore out rim clamp tire machine like mine does, you can take this extra arm here and just kind of position it in here and push all that stuff down. And like everything on this tire machine, it leaks. So just make sure that's nice and clean in there. And a little bit there. You don't want to use an aggressive wire brush if these are nice rims. So we have the left rear left. Go and unscrew this stuff. Put just a little bit of lube on the rubber part there. And then you should just be able to stick this in there. Like so. You want to make sure it's like that so it doesn't get hit by the tire. I decided it's probably a good idea to smear a little bit of anti-seize on the threads, because they seem like might be aluminum. You don't want them to be a permanent fixture on the rim. You might want to loosen or tighten them sometime if they're leaking. So then I put the nut on, and I believe it's a 12 millimeter. And just don't overdo it. Get it pretty good and snugged up. You aren't going to want them to leak. Probably pretty sufficient. And there it is. So now I'm going to go back around with some bead sealer. I'm just using Napa tire bead sealer. Just go smear a little bit of this around the bead here. It's always a good idea when you got old aluminum wheels. And try not to get this all over the tire, but it's a wife's vehicle. She probably won't notice. It'll wear off. Kind of a rubbery coating. And you just air it up. Lift up on the tire. There, just got to do that like 3 more times. Well, this thing doesn't come with the clearest instructions, but I figured out I went and turned this on after I had the rear tube mounted, and when I was mounting the front one, it started reading. So I'll see if it works with this last one here. There, it's starting to read. It's pretty close to what my gauge is saying on the tire machine. Not that that's accurate. I got the alarm set at 20 and 40. Gonna go for about 32 on my gauge on the tire changer. That's a touch high. Somewhere in there, it's pretty close. So I kind of wonder on these other wheels, since they're not reading. I thought it was like the ones that you screw on the valve stems. You had to go take it for a drive before they would read. Maybe we just gotta let a little air out of them and see if they start reading. I didn't even let hardly any out and it started reading. So we'll go see if we can get the last one to go. There we go. I'll get the last wheel put on and torque these things down and check her over again here. Now that everything's done on the outside, we can mount this unit. So it comes with this kind of sticky stuff. Not sure how good you guys are going to be able to see this, but you go peel the one side off, shove her on there, peel the other side off. Before I stick this down, I'm going to plug a charger cable into it. Now, this is supposed to solar charge when you got decent sun, but I'm also going to hook it up to the power here, and I think that looks good somewhere in there. So I got all the tires set about the same. The menu, if you hold down the menu button in the middle for 5 seconds, that'll bring up the menu. There's a PSI or bar, Fahrenheit or Celsius. There's your low PSI, high PSI for the front, and then here's your low and high for the rear. The high temperature alarm in Fahrenheit, because that's what I have it set at. And then this is something to do with your tire settings. And this also, 0 is left front, left rear, right rear. I'm not sure what that means. And there you go. So if you watch the little car really closely, the tire will flash when air is coming out of it before the numbers even move. And the numbers might kind of actually jump around. I used this to set the tire pressures to get them all the same here, and it was a little bit jumpy, a little jumpier than I thought it'd be. There you can see the right rear was blinking like it thought it was losing pressure, but it hasn't moved yet. We'll see how it works, but it should be a cheap, easy way to get tire pressure monitoring in a vehicle that did not have it, and still have full access to your valve caps for adding air. I did have a cigarette lighter style in here with external caps on it, which seemed to work fine, but the wife didn't like having to take off those valve stem cap sensors to add air to the tires, so now it's just going to be like adding air to a normal tire. And I actually put those other ones on a different vehicle, and if I remember right, this unit was about half the price I paid for the other ones. So we'll just have to see how long each of these lasts. I basically got them within about a month or so of each other. So, well, thanks for watching, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Take care, and God bless. You want to run them? Hey, what are you doing?